Like a subversive part of the union now. We're like a bunch of subversive element. We're a subversive fringe group within the.
We got Solomon.
No, you just cost everybody else a big
Bring back the fairness doctrine. That's what we get.
Well, yeah, exactly.
What was that? I missed that.
Let's bring back the fairness doctrine.
He was saying, how are we going to deal with TV? Well, we deal with TV the same way we do with
What about KHEU? What are you going to do?
Channel 2 is the same thing. We just go down and we did this during the strike at Fred Meyer. They were starting to have really negative coverage of the Fred Meyer clerks. So 3 or 4 of us went over and wrote letters and put them in their public file. And abruptly, their coverage became straight down the middle.
Really?
Yeah. Because they knew it was going to cost them money.
Oh, I see.
And that was
the advertisers then.
No, that was because anything in their public file is what they really see. They're really
So
money
you
making
make
machines.
complaints to the FCC?
They rent, they lease the airwaves, which belong to all of us, and use them to make billions.
So what are you saying? We make complaints to the FCC?
No.
What do we do?
It won't have
What
to go
public
that far.
file?
So
Who are they?
Every broadcast station in the United States has to maintain a public file. They have to cover issues that are significant in their community. And you can bet your ass that medical care, medical benefits paid to union workers are going to be a significant issue in this community. If we go down there and we say, we want to put letters in your public file, and they'll give us a song and dance and try to delay it and hem and haw. And we say, no, we have the letters right here, and you're going to come with me, escort me back there, and I want to look in your public file, and I want to put my letter in there, and I'm going to come back next week to make sure it didn't disappear.
Really?
Now, if you want to keep playing games with me, I can call the FCC, and I can write letters to my congressman as well. You decide what you want to do. And get your station manager out here at the same time. I want to talk to you.
Question.
Not just
I
the
got a
flunky.
question for you.
Yeah.
Who is the public relations of the union?
We don't have one.
We don't have one.
They hired a guy in December who was supposed to do this stuff, and he kind of stood around and he absorbed our energy and disappeared. He did nothing.
Yeah, I was talking to him for a little while.
We gotta tell John. Put it there. That's
Don't-
what.
well,
no, we need.
if we
If
have a
he
big-
cannot do the job of communicating or responding to what is being, given to him.
We're going to lose another cycle to impose a settlement. That's the state employees thought their binding arbitration was going to protect them. So the state employees voted it down. And the last time they voted it down, Kulingoski, they discovered some obscure little law hidden away in the Oregon State Code that they said allowed them to impose a settlement. The state employees ended up taking a 14% pay cut, and in addition to that, they ended up taking 1 day per month off, a furlough day with no pay. So it's way more than 14%. It's probably closer to 20.
Why?
My point of bringing that up is, and Portland in general is a pretty progressive community. However, it's not as pro-labor as it is progressive in a lot of other areas. Okay, and that's what we need to keep in mind because we're trying to get the public on our side as much as we can, right? Okay, so we need to keep that in mind when we're proceeding. And if we just come with a strict labor right, worker rights and worker power argument, I don't know how much.
Well, we have to use that. We have to organize ourselves.
Okay.
We have to use power.
But my point is, I think we'd be better off if, when we're putting any kind of statement out there, as an ad in the Willamette Week or whatever, is if we keep those points in mind, and when we're appealing to public support, that we're not just coming from like a union.
To represent the Trimet bus
And with that,
I like that.
Well, we are citizens, first of all. We are citizens. We are Portlanders, first of all. Then we are.
This is a unique role. We have a uniquely Portland
This is
green
not.
approach to
We're
transit
the.
issues, more so than any other city in the country. This is the only place.
Fred has been a failure. I said it publicly. Fred is a failure. We have less service available today in the district. Look at the whole district. Don't just look at the rail.
Fewer than it was 4 years ago.
right, and that's the.
You got to look at the district, not the goddamn rail.
That's losing green jobs.
Exactly.
See, and that's something we need to start
I like
highlighting. Losing green jobs. Red Hansen
I like
lost
it.
green
That's
jobs.
right. You're right. That's excellent.
I don't know if
That's
you start thinking.
What's the question? What's the question?
What are the ways? What are the kind of? Okay, I just wrote down Jeff's suggestion. We're losing green jobs because
people cannot.
service cuts in the bus side have reduced the number of people being brought to rail.
Well, it's reduced the overall ridership of the system.
And
Because
over
people
and system
can't-
over and
People can't get, unless you have a car to get to the rail,
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot use the rail unless, as whoever pointed it out, you live right on the rail line with
And
all the
most of the people we deal
gangbangers.
with on the buses, frankly, don't have the money to have a car.
No.
That's the most common.
The transit-dependent people have been hurt the most. I know people on the 67 who got hurt cream. I know at least 10 people
I know
that
a gal that
they had to move.
She had to find another way to get to work. She rides a bicycle now, I think.
I had an article that I put on my blog of how it is the lower economic strata workers that are getting killed the most by these transit. The transit cuts are unconscionable anyway. The federal government is handing out millions and millions, billions, and they're allowing this to happen.
Well, how come Trimet isn't making some concerted effort to change the laws instead of just making all this
In
stuff?
California, the state passed a law to keep the transit systems going. This was the ultimate conclusion to
We're in the same county that built a jail 10 years ago and still never figured out a way to operate it.
Right, that's a good point. That's exactly how Oregon and Portland operate. It's like an archaic management here.
That's his fetish, the streetcar.
Who, Sam Adams?
People are losing their jobs.
The streetcar, that caters to the trendy motherfuckers who won't be caught dead on a bus.
Well, remember,
there is a class of people that will not ride on a bus.
part of the issue is
That's the truth, you're right.
lost control over. The streetcar was not planned by Trimet. It was planned by the city of Portland.
And we pay for it.
But
though.
when we're done building it. Oh, I guess you're going to have to operate it for us.
Yeah, and we have to kick in a whole bunch of money to keep that thing going.
Same thing would happen to West. Well, Washington County wanted that. What and all this.
Well, that was badly. It was bummed.
Or the tram.
Well, we have nothing to do with that. That one,
Fortunately, Trimet
doesn't-
stayed out of that.
right? Trimet's out.
Yeah, but
Started out at $1.5 million, ended up at
it's
58
been $1 million.
so far.
But she uses the transfer.
That gives you the argument that maybe
Trimet can
Metro should take
transfer
over
to
Trimet because right now Trimet seems to be not the front agency of planning these new capital-intensive projects. They come on board afterwards, and they're the operator,
Think about it.
and they have to figure out how to pay to operate these things.
Yeah, that's a good argument for the Metro.
I think we need to focus a little bit more.
No, right.
We're here to help the community.
Yeah. I like that angle. I think it's important to bring in. We're part of the
We
community.
don't want to look at these money-grubbing, greedy bus drivers that are just trying to grab whatever we can.
Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to put that perception
Train
out.
right there.
There's your train, you guys.
Stinking thing. There's our train, Scott.
This train is an hour and a half late.
Are you riding the train too? Are you riding the, we both riding the train?
Is you just, what are you doing here? There she goes. She's off.
Where are you setting, Fernando? Fernando! He hasn't parked yet.
Oh my God!
Angie, tell us. Scott is nice. He's too nice. There's such thing as too nice. There is such thing as too nice.
Standing out.
Yeah.
I'm glad I put on a different coat. I had a raincoat on.
ID badge on.
Well, yeah, because I had to get into the garage.
They got agencies.
They haven't done it because they're in cahoots.
Because if they did, they would have to print the true figures.
I gotta be good. When I was here the first time, I had 10 weeks for my probationary period. I got in a car wreck. It wasn't my fault. My own car cut off the road. I got fined and a time loss.
Because you got in a car wreck?
Yeah, Rufus was here. They sent me a letter. Went to the wrong box number. Scout News.
Oh, really?
Got it a week later. Call them up. They had a meeting. I got the letter
They have to, yeah.
that afternoon. The meeting was that morning, and I just said, "Screw it." They're sleeping with the company, so I figured
Who, the
then.
union?
Yeah, at that time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's some truth to that.
I don't know about now.
That's the political reality of everything. You know, I don't know if they're sleeping with them, but there's a cozy relationship.
No, we're not gonna.
I didn't need anything since.
Well, have some.